wanna talk about sports. They need a resource where they can come talk about sports. They really be talk, but we know the facts. Stacks, yeah, that's where it's at. We the hottest on the map. This is take on. This is take on, yeah. They need a resource. We got you, just make up the choice. Who out here making that noise? This our take on sports. This is take on. This is take on. This is take on. This is take on sports.
What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. He is your host, Mr. MP80Baby.
That's your host right there, Mr. GPG.
And welcome to
our Take on Sports.
On this podcast, man, we keep you in tune with all the latest information on all sports around the world. We always do what we got to do to keep you updated, and we don't waste no time on this show. And today's show is just going to be about the NFL. We talked a lot of different sports on the last show. So today we're just going to dedicate this show right here to our favorite sport, NFL. And we're going to start off right now with the Thursday night game. We're going to pick who we think going to win these games. And we're going to pick all of them. And we're going to start off with the Steelers at 8-2, going against the Cleveland Browns that are at 2-8. MP, who wins that game, big dog?
So for one, we are Pittsburgh, man. I'm not even gonna play with it. It should be a good game. I mean, this is always a rival game, so we're not even gonna play with that. So we can say Pittsburgh, but this is a rivalry game. Let's get that. Let's put that out there. So I would definitely would like to see. Russell Wilson, he should go out there doing this thing. Winston, he's gonna have to, he'll see what it is to play against stuff. Well, they're at home, at least Cleveland at home. But if I'm gonna pick it up, it's gonna be them Pittsburgh. I believe Russell Wilson just getting in the beginning of his thing. He's looking better and better each week. They said that arm was dead. I can't tell.
Yeah, you get no argument from me. I can't go with the Cleveland Browns. Even though Nick Chubb is back, Jameis Winston is playing better than Deshaun Watson was. I still got to ride with the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're a hot team right now, man. I got to give it up for them, man. Russell Wilson ignited the passing game. They've always been able to run the ball, but now they can actually stretch you down the field with the passing game, man. He's hitting a lot of players, man, down there, man, and he's taking advantage of the opportunities that Mike Tomlin has gave him, man. I'm going to give it up for Russell Wilson and what he's doing for that Pittsburgh Steelers offense. I'm definitely riding with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think they're going to go 9-2. Second game, we're going to pick. We got the mighty San Francisco 49ers that's sitting at a 5-5 record right now, and they're coming to my boys. They coming to the Lambeau Field, baby. They're coming to Green Bay. And sitting at 7-3. Who wins that game?
Man, that's gonna be a good game. For some reason, the 49ers, San Francisco 49ers always have Green Bay Packers number. In regular season, playoffs, it doesn't matter. NFC Championship, 49ers just seem to have Green Bay Packers number. So I'm gonna have to stick to what I know. I hate to bet against you, but I believe Green Bay gonna do it. But it's always some freaky stuff at the end. It's just always some freaky stuff at the end. So I'm gonna go with science always says. Was proven, was factual, and I'm going to go with the 49ers on this one. For some reason, I believe it's going to be a great game. Love going to throw a great game. It's just going to be something freaky, maybe a pick six at the end or block field goal to go ahead win for the Packers. It's always some freaky stuff like that. but you guys are at home, so you know that's a plus. That's always a plus. But I have seen you guys drop the ball at home against this team, and I hate to say that because you know I love those Green Bay Packers because you know them day that they as much as love as you give them, I can't do nothing but show love for them. But yeah, man, my picks for those 49ers, they got Christian McCaffrey back. They look like they finna start back rolling. They could start back rolling with a good team too against a rolling hot team like Green Bay Packers.
The 49ers need this win. They need this win to stay, relevant in their own conference. So with Brock Purdy, being able to play like he's playing, I don't blame you for going with the 49ers and picking them over us because they have owned us. It ain't going to happen this weekend, though, dog. It ain't going to happen this weekend. If this is a good time to catch the 49ers, it's a good time to catch them right now. And we catch them at the right time. We got George Kittle that's a little bit banged up with a hamstring and an oblique injury. We got Nick Bosa that's dealing with a hip injury right now that had to lead the game last week and wasn't able to perform. I seen Seattle go in there and move the ball down the field and Geno Smith running for a touchdown to win the game last week. It's time to get the 49ers where Christian McCaffrey is not 100%. He is in the game, but we all know Christian McCaffrey is not 100%. We all know that Brandon Ayuk is out the game and he's not there for the rest of the year. That actually was able to hurt us. They do got Juwan Jennings, but you know what? Let me tell you something. The Green Bay Packers offense is different than it was last year. And I know Jordan Love been making them mistakes in the game, man, throwing some interceptions. But if you look at the last week's game when he played a good defense against Chicago Bears, he put up the highest completion percentage that he had all season. Okay, and he hit Christian Watson. Christian Watson is starting to emerge. Romeo Dobbs is still there. Jaden Reed is still there. Tucker Kraft is still there. And Josh Jacobs is running the ball. So ain't no way in the world I'm picking the 49ers to beat my Packers this week. We going to do what we supposed to do. Take care of home field advantage. We got to stay stride with Minnesota and Detroit. I'm picking the Green Bay Packers. We going to pull off something big this weekend. But we going to move on, man. We going to move on because we got another game, man. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that's sitting at 4-6. They going against the New York Giants that's sitting at 2-8. Now, New York Giants just made this quarterback switch. They going with Tommy DeVito. You know, the last time we seen him, he was actually beating my Green Bay Packers. And he looked like one of the mafia dudes out there, man. Had his black hat on and had his agent looking like, he was Scarface's little brother or something. But who you picking in this game between the Giants and the Bucs, man?
Tampa Bay should win. They supposed to win anyway. But one thing that I hate is playing the backup quarterback or change in quarterback, the week of, when it's the new change, because you really don't have time to prep for that new scheme or whatnot. Or you don't even have scheme when it's you got last year's scheme, and of course you're dealing with probably a whole new offensive coordinator or somebody else who's calling the plays than what last year was. So you never know, but I gotta go with Tampa Bay, even though this game is up in New York and everything. I believe Tampa Bay should have enough to go in with their backup wide receivers. They looked good last week with Baker Mayfield throwing the ball the way he's throwing and their defense playing subpar. They should be able to have enough to beat the Giants. So my pick is Tampa Bay Buccaneers, even though I don't want to pick them.
I know you don't want to pick the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They are in your division. A win for Tampa Bay will move them to 5-6. A little bit closer to you guys. But I gotta go with Tampa Bay too. Yeah. I can't go with the Giants, man. I can't go with Tommy DeVito. I don't care what he did last year. Baker Mayfield is throwing that thing. Even if he don't got his weapons out there, he's still trying to make plays. Baker is just that type of dude, man. I like Baker. He's a baller, man. And he may even get Mike Evans back. Yeah. pretty soon here. He might get him back this week, and if he don't, I'm sure he'll be back next week. So I'm gonna go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man. I think they're gonna pull off and end up going 5-6, pulling a little bit closer to Atlanta, but I don't think you guys got nothing to worry about. The Kansas City Chiefs, that's sitting at 9-1. They took their first loss last week, to the Buffalo Bills. They're going against the Carolina Panthers. Bryce Young and the 3-7 Panthers, man. Do they even have a chance?
No.
No.
They should. I mean, Kansas City should go on in. I mean, when the last time Chiefs lost back-to-back loss, so no. Even though I've been saying each week Kansas City they was close to losing. I mean, Buffalo had enough to go out there and do what they do, Josh Allen. But no, man, Bryce, sit down. No, they're not going to do nothing. I mean, I don't even think it's going to be close.
I agree with you, man. I don't. I think Kansas City's probably going to be mad. You know what I'm saying? They're going to come out with a little anger and a little aggression, and they're going to take it out on the Panthers, man. And I feel sorry for Bryce Young because you know who you didn't hear from in that loss to the Buffalo Bills? You didn't hear from Chris Jones.
Sure did.
You didn't hear from Chris Jones in that loss to the Buffalo Bills. I think he's going to be mad, man. And I think he might terrorize that offensive line for the Carolina Panthers. And Patrick Mahomes going to come out. He's going to sling that thing all over the field, man. So you're absolutely right. I'm going with Kansas City Chiefs. They're going to pull the 10-1 unless the Carolina Panthers pull off a miracle. We got the Dallas Cowboys sitting at 3-7 versus the Washington Commanders sitting at 7-4. Now, we all know about Dallas and their struggles. Micah Parsons had the nerve to come out and make noise saying that he believes that the Dallas Cowboys is a really good team. Now, we don't know what Micah Parsons has been drinking or smoking or whatever it is he's been doing. I'm sure he ain't been doing either one because he's a top-notch athlete. And he's a great person, man. But to say some stuff like that they're a great team, that's kind of asinine right now to say, in my opinion. But they are playing the Washington Commanders, a team in their division that they've owned in the past few years. But that's a different Washington Commanders team. Who wins that game?
Well, first, I'm going to speak on what you said. I know you said it was asinine for him to even think of that. I'm going to disagree. Dallas Cowboys, they are a very great team. A very great team. On paper, that's what it is. On paper, if I saw the roster that I saw at the beginning of the year, yeah, I said, hell yeah, excuse my French. Yes, they are a great team, a team that should be where they were last year, the last 3 seasons, 12 and something, or 14 and something, given the extra week that they have now. Other than that, if you're talking about their play, then yeah, he's drinking something. I don't know. He had some Cat Williams had in that cup when he was on Club Shay Shay that day. But I don't know. You talk to me. But anyway, getting back to this game here. I mean, it's a divisional game. And, granted, Cowboys do play with Commanders pretty well because of, the divisional rivalry that they do have and whatnot. I believe that Jaden Daniels is going to go out there and slang that thing and put Washington over. So I'm going with Washington. They have done enough this year to make me a believer. I believe in that team. I like the way Dan Quinn have that team playing up. I believe they needed somebody just like him, a defensive coach. And you can clearly tell because Dan Quinn was the defensive coach out in Dallas the last few seasons, and their defense just plummeted after Dan Quinn left. So there's your answer right there. Whoever they have in there calling their defense, you suck. You need to get out of there. Dallas fans, I know you agree. I mean, you probably at this point want everybody out of there. Cut them all loose. Probably including Jerry Jones. I know y'all can't stand him. Y'all ready for a new owner or something. You need one. But yeah, that's my pick, Mr. GPG Washington.
I'm going with the Washington Commanders too. Jay Daniels is a really special athlete. I like the two-headed monster they got in the backfield with Brian Robinson and Austin Eckler. I love Terry McLaurin, as a go-to receiver down the field. Their defense is a little opportunistic, you know what I'm saying? Every now and then they play pretty good, but you don't have to play excellent to beat the Cowboys these days. So Commanders all day long. Next game, we got the New England Patriots sitting at 3-8 going against the Miami Dolphins sitting at 4-6. Now the Miami Dolphins are starting to make a little push. Tua's back. Tyreek has gotten the end zone the last couple weeks. Who wins that game?
I'm going Miami only because they're playing in Miami. But this is always a great. Every year. This is a great matchup. Patriots and the Dolphins. This is going to be a great game. I know Patriots is going to give them every bit of it, but my pick is Miami.
I'm going to go with the Dolphins. I think they're starting to surge a little bit. I don't know if they can, do enough to make it to the playoffs. But I like the matchup this weekend against the Patriots. I know Drake May is playing pretty good, but I like the way Tua's starting to hit his receivers. They are feeding Achane. I hope they don't get that young man hurt, but they are feeding that dude, man. Like he is Derrick Henry. That's what Baltimore need to be doing with Derrick Henry, feeding him like Miami is feeding Achane. But I'm gonna go with the Miami Dolphins. But I got another question for you. Can the Miami Dolphins still make the playoffs?
I mean, I don't see why not. They're 4-6. So we talking about their standing right now. They're actually in second place in their division. Truth be told. Now, granted, if Houston continues to lose, because who's in their division? You got the Colts, the Titans, and the Jaguars. Nobody's over 500 besides Houston. So that's a question to be told unless you let 3 teams come out the West, AFC West, which is, Kansas City, Chargers, and Denver. But other than that, that's where that play come into. But right now, I mean, if Miami go on a roll, let Miami win out. Miami win out, they are in the playoffs.
I like to see it. It'd be interesting, man. I don't know if they can play in the cold once they go on the road, later on in the season. When the weather changes, we all know how Miami plays once that weather changes. So we have to keep our eye on that one for sure, man. We'll move on, man. We've got the Tennessee Titans sitting at 2-8 versus those Houston Texans that we was just talking about sitting at 7-4. Who you got?
Yeah, I'm going with Houston Texans. Evidently, they looking good. They got Collins, back there doing his thing, mixing, and everybody know about CJ. So I don't believe Tennessee have enough. They 2-8. They haven't really been able to hang with anybody. They, got Levis back there trying to throw to my boy Calvin Ridley. Is just no connection. So I believe Houston should have a fun time putting a pause on this battered, dang gone Tennessee team.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with the Texans on that one too, man. The Titans, like you said, Will Levis ain't been able to do nothing. Tony Pollard run every now and then, you know what I mean? And Calvin Ridley's just been disappeared. He's disappeared. You haven't heard anything from him because of the team that he's on. So I'm definitely going to go with the Houston Texans in that game. We're going to move on, man. The mighty Detroit Lions sitting at 9-1. Now they're going against your boy, Anthony Richardson, and the Indianapolis Colts at 5-6. Do the Colts have a chance of pulling off the upset at their own crib?
Oh, man, they do have a chance. They do have a chance. But it's a slight chance. I believe Detroit should be able to rock and roll and go to 10-1 against these Colts. I'm sorry, Richardson. They don't know what they want to do. Flacco, Richardson, now we're going to play Flacco out for the rest of the season. They don't know what they want to do. So, I mean, they want to get it together, but you're not going to get it together against this Detroit Lion team. Detroit ready to roar, and they're gonna keep on trampling right on over you guys. So I'm sorry, coach, but this game been had.
Detroit's gonna win this game. As much as I want to pick the Indianapolis Colts, and I really want to pick the Colts because I feel like Detroit's got a loss coming somewhere that ain't nobody's expecting. And it could be there, you know what I mean, against, that underdog team that they just expect to roll over. Maybe this team, be that team, but it's hard. When I watch Anthony Richardson play, his biggest offense is him running the ball.
Right.
Him actually doing quarterback keepers and sweeps and stuff. And that's how they beat the Jets last week. I watched that game, and that was the only offense they really had, man. And it's hard for me to pick them because the Detroit Lions offense is just ridiculous.
They do that. They do have y'all in a couple of weeks, so that could be that loss that you feel coming.
Next game, we got the Minnesota Vikings sitting at 8-2 going against the Chicago Bears sitting at 4-6. Beat Minnesota.
Yeah, big divisional game. Minnesota part. I mean, they going to Chicago. That's gonna be a good game. Playing at this Soldier Field. I believe Minnesota's gonna get their Sam Darnold. He's on my fantasy. I'm not gonna bet against you, Sam. I want you to throw 5 touchdowns. So yeah, I'm going with Minnesota.
I'm in this division. I'm in this division. I watch this division. I watch these teams play each other 2 times every year. And the second time is always a battle. I'm going to go with the Chicago Bears on this one just because they're in Chicago. I like the way they played against us last week. I think that if they can keep doing what they did with getting the ball out of Caleb's hands kind of fast and getting their playmakers involved, I think they got a chance, man. I think it's going to be hard for Aaron Jones to run against that Chicago defense. And Chicago's defense, especially in the red zone, is ranked real high, man. So it'll be tough for Minnesota. Justin Jefferson is a stud. I don't know if they got anything. I know they don't got nobody to stop him. But I'm just hoping Chicago can pull off a victory to help us get into second place. That's what I'm hoping for. So I'm going to keep my fingers crossed on that one. I'm going with the Bears because of that, not because I think they're a better team. I'm going with them because it can help the Green Bay Packers. Let's be clear on that. But the Vikings will probably win. Next game, Denver Broncos sitting at 6-5 going against the Raiders, LA Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders, Oakland Raiders, wherever they want to play at, they're the Raiders.
Right.
They're sitting at 2-8. Who you got in that game?
Broncos. The way they just did my Falcons last week, y'all better go in them. Read my lips. Because I ain't playing with you. If y'all go out there to Las Vegas and drop this game, Bo Nix, man, I'm gonna be terribly mad. I'm gonna talk real bad about y'all on the next segment after Sunday game. Just go out there and lose. Go out there and lose. Broncos is my pick. The way they just dogged them Falcons.
Division games are always the toughest. We all know that. And they in the same division. They play each other twice a year. The Raiders, man, gonna have to come up with a victory somehow, man. But it ain't gonna be against the Broncos this weekend. I'm going with the Broncos. I like the way Bo Nix is playing. The running backs are running hard. Javonte Williams. They even got that boy Estime running hard. That defense is real in Denver, man. That defense is real. I seen it up close and personal last year when I was at the game. I'm going to give it up for the Broncos, man. They should win that game. Next game, we got the red hot Arizona Cardinals sitting at 6-4 going against their division rival, the Seattle Seahawks, sitting at 5-5. Who wins that game, MP?
And the way Arizona is playing right now, I believe, man, that's gonna be a good game. Both of them playing pretty good ball. I mean, I believe Seattle needs this game. Seattle needs this game to stay, in the hunt in a division. If I'm not mistaken, they played before. Didn't Arizona beat them in their game before, or have they played yet?
Yeah, I believe so.
So yeah, I believe no, they haven't played.
Is this their first time playing this year?
This is their first time playing this year. They play again in a couple of weeks. Yeah, so this is their first time. Yeah, this is their first time meeting, and they both need this. They both really need this win in their division because the West is really tight right now. Arizona to stay in first place, they're 6-4. So yeah, they're in first place. So this could shift. I mean, this is how crazy the West is. And I hate 6-4 Arizona. Everybody else is 5-5. So you got the Rams, Seattle Seahawks, and the 49ers, all 5-5 in this division. Dog it, man. I'm just gonna throw it up there. Arizona takes off with this division with this win. I'm going Arizona Cardinals going down, taking business out there in Seattle. They need to if they want to take control of this division.
And that's exactly what they got to do if they want to take control of this division. You could have said it better, man. I can't say it no better than what you said it, man. I'm dead on with you. I got to go with the Arizona Cardinals, man. I like the way they're playing, but I do like the way Seattle's playing. I'm a little worried. DK Metcalf's in and out of the lineup a little bit. But I do like the way Arizona's playing. I do like the way James Conner's running the ball. I do like Marvin Harrison catching the ball. I love Kyler Murray. Like I said before, I've been a Kyler Murray fan, and I'm going to continue to be a Kyler Murray fan. I'm going to go with the Arizona Cardinals to go down to Seattle and beat their rival, man, beat their division rival. So we got the next game, man. This is another good one right here now. We got the Philadelphia Eagles sitting at 8-2. They going up against them Los Angeles Rams sitting at 5-5.
Yeah.
Now, who you got in that one?
I believe every team in the West is right now because it's all neck and neck. They know it's go time, and I believe Philadelphia Eagles is due for another loss. I see a third loss coming in their column, so I'm going with those Rams. They're getting healthy. They're looking good. The only thing that can be subject, kind of iffy, their defense. But offensive wise, can you stop them? Can you stop them? And can Philly do enough on offense to go, to counter their offense? That's the only thing. Is Philly healthy? What kind of AJ Brown you gonna get? What you gonna get? Shaquan, what you gonna get out of him? So you get them in the right spot where they start thinking and start doing plays that they don't normally do. I believe the Rams being at home, Matthew Stafford can get this win.
Jalen Hurts popped up on the injury report this week with an ankle injury that he suffered in last week's game. He's reported to be fine, and is supposed to play and all that. Still may hamper his ability to get out the pocket and scramble like he usually does. But I love Saquon Barkley. I love the addition of him. I hate to say it, but this is the toughest game on the whole schedule for me to pick because Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp are two top-notch receivers over there. And I love Kyron Williams running the ball. And we all know Matthew Stafford, man. I've been watching him for years when he played with Detroit. Now he's over there in the Rams. I'm gonna go with the Rams. I'm gonna go with the Rams just because they're at home, and I think they'll feed off the crowd. And you may be right, MP. I think I agree with you, man. I think Philly is due for one more loss to make that NFC East over their division a little tight.
Devontae Smith,
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Rams on that.
he's banged up as well, so
That's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. But I'm gonna go with the Rams. Now, last game of the week, we got the Monday night game. The Monday night game is featuring the Baltimore Ravens that's sitting at 7-4, going up against the Chargers that are sitting at 7-3. Now, this is the battle of the Harbaugh brothers. This is what they call the Harbaugh Bowl. Okay, you got Jim Harbaugh going up against his brother. You know what I'm saying? Jim against what's his name? Joe or yeah. So whatever his name is, and those brothers are going up against each other with their teams. Who wins that game Monday night?
all right, man. They both sitting at 7-3, 7-4, Baltimore, 7-3, Chargers. When I'm looking at what's going on in their injury report, you know, you got Khalil Mack, he's on the injury report. Pennyman, the defense, you know, pretty much it's a lot of defense on both sides that's hurt right now, that's questionable to play. So depending on these pieces that's playing, I'm gonna tell you this. I believe I believe Baltimore gonna win. They should win. You know, they should win. They should. You know, and I'm going against my better judgment because I have seen Baltimore. I've seen Lamar Jackson go into a place that we sit here and can say that he's supposed to win. I'm not saying he's supposed to win because the Chargers, I told you they was going to be a good team when Joe Harbaugh took over. But the thing of the matter is, what type of Baltimore are you going to get? They supposed to win, so my pick is going to be Baltimore. I'm going to go Baltimore.
Man, this is tough. This is a tough one, MP. I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens because I messed his name up. I'm sorry. John Harbaugh will beat Jim Harbaugh. That's his name. I'm sorry. John Harbaugh will beat Jim Harbaugh, the little brother, like he always do. So I'm going to go with the big brother. I'm going to go with John Harbaugh and the Baltimore Ravens to beat the Chargers. But this is a tough one because the Chargers got a top-notch defense. The Chargers offense is playing pretty well. Justin Herbert is a good quarterback, but I don't think he'll be the best quarterback on the field that day. This ain't Pittsburgh. This ain't Patrick Mahomes. Those are the guys that give Lamar Jackson the toughest test. It ain't gonna be, you know, the Chargers this weekend. I'm gonna go with the Baltimore Ravens in that one too. So now your Atlanta Falcons is on a bye this week. What y'all doing, man? Y'all chilling this week? Y'all gonna get some extra work in? What you thinking your boys gonna do this week, man?
They licking their paws. That's what I think they doing. Getting ready for this next big game against them Chargers. You know, trying to figure out, looking at these brothers teams play and trying to come up with a game plan because both Knicks just exposed us badly. So, I mean, if we talking about Denver got a great team defense and whatnot, the Chargers defense is no dang on, you know, still no candy from a candy shop. So I'm, you know, I mean, we losing teams. I mean, we losing the teams to Saints. We lost to the Saints. They coming and losing to the Broncos. Like, we got the Chargers, and then we got the Vikings next. You know, them could be two more. Them could be two more law L's in our column. You know, and that to me can be scary. So yeah, we 6-5. We can be doggone 6-7 here real quick, you know, and like you said, Tampa Bay and doggone the Saints could be right there on our tail. We gotta steal one of these games that I'm talking about. We have to. If we don't, then we're in trouble, man. Because we have like I said, you got the Vikings, and then after that we have the Raiders, Giants, and then the Commanders, and then we finish off with the Panthers. So we gotta steal one of these two games. One of these games, we want both of them. We want both of them. I know you want us to beat those Vikings, but we gotta steal one of these games, the Chargers or the Vikings. We gotta steal one of those to continue to be competitive in our division, even though we don't beat pretty much everybody except for the Saints. So you know, yeah, we're licking our paws right now.
Big ups to everything that you just said. Atlanta, rest up, get healthy, get the treatment that you need, you know, and get ready to come out second half of the season and put that work in, man. And I expect to see y'all in the playoffs. I really do. I don't think there's nobody in your division that should be able to come up and take you guys over, man. I expect to see Atlanta there. Get that rest, Bijan. Get that rest, Drake London. Get that rest, Kyle Pitts. Get that rest, Kirk Cousins, you know, and come out the second half and handle your business, man. We're going to finish up the show, man, with this last topic, man. Now, this team is on a bye too, but they're making noise. The New York Jets are making noise in the league, in the sports world right now. Woody, the owner, comes out talking about how he was thinking about benching Aaron Rodgers September 30th when they lost to the Denver Broncos. Don't know if he was joking, don't know if he was serious, but everybody that wanted Aaron Rodgers in that organization is gone right now. Robert Saleh, office coordinator, you know, all these cats he getting rid of them. What's going to happen with the New York Jets, MP?
Oh, man, the future of Aaron Rodgers' career there is in jeopardy. That's what I can say. It's looking very ugly. I mean, he did bring in Devontae. I mean, the whole team was like the old Green Bay Packers, I mean, on offense. So, I mean, yeah, I believe the Green Bay Packers will be broken up again. That's what I believe, if you ask me. That what's to become, that's what become. Green Bay Packers offense will crumble again.
I mean, what did you expect to happen, man? I mean, I think we said this on episode 3 or 4, you know what I mean? What we thought, we knew what was going to happen when they were even talking about bringing Devontae Adams over there before they did it. I mean, we both hit on it. I mean, you going to bring this aging quarterback. These guys, man, I mean, they're friends. We all know that. But these guys can't recap what they did in the late 2018, 19, early 2020. They can't recap them years, man. I think that's gone, you know? And for the New York Jets to think that this magic was going to happen by bringing Aaron Rodgers over there and bringing Devontae Adams over there, even bringing Alan Lazard, bringing Randall Cobb over there, bringing all these players from Green Bay that Green Bay had and surrounding him by a subpar defense, you still didn't get nothing that you thought you was going to get. Right. So you might as well go ahead and let Aaron Rodgers retire, send Devontae Adams somewhere to clear up that contract, release Alan Lazard because you should have never signed him anyway, and rebuild. Yep. You keep 2 players. You keep Garrett Wilson, you keep Breece Hall on the offense. On the defense, you keep Quentin Williams and you keep his brother. That's it. Everybody else, even Sauce Gardner, expendable. Yeah. Straight up. You completely rebuild that team. That's what I would do if I'm the New York Jets owner. And that's what it looked like he's on his way to doing, man. Who knows if Aaron Rodgers is even in the New York Jets uniform now?
So I'm there from the cut the whole team. So man, it's been a beautiful take. That's our take on sports, episode 15. Like always, man, we want y'all to like, subscribe to this thing, to this channel as well. Comment, because we love you guys' feedback, and continue sharing this thing, man. We want to get out here, you know, and just put this podcast, two brothers, you know, giving you our take on sports, on all sports, you know, around the world, across, you know, all lands and whatnot. So like always, man, that's your host over there, Mr. GPG.
And that's your host right there, Mr. MP80Baby.
And this is
AMP, what they talking about? They talking about what? They talking about sports. Oh, really? Well, this is ours. Out on the field, the ball on no courts. They wanna talk about sports. They need a resource where they can come talk about sports. They really be talk, but we know the facts. Stacks, yeah, that's where it's at. We the hottest on the map. This is our take on. This is our take on. Yeah, they need a resource. We got you, just make up the choice. Who out here making that noise? This our take on sports. This is our take on. This is our take on. This is our take on. This is our take on sports.